There you are, Harrier. Your communist jeans. Looking fantastic, if I do say so myself. Not sure how else I would say something other than myself. Ventriloquizing other folks in order to talk about a person's genes. I don't know why I've gotten on this track. It's weird. It's weird. Right off the bat, I've made it weird. Welcome back. It is nighttime. Day 4. We have a annual save. The basement of the felled electrical building, which seems to be sort of a point of no return in solving this particular case. Oh, hey. Nice to see you guys there. Welcome. So, what I'm not entirely sure of at this point is day 5, the day in which everything goes horribly wrong for me. Joyce, Messier, towards the beginning of the game, said, yeah, you have about 2 days, I think she said. That was, 2 days ago? So I kind of have this gut feeling day 5 is serious business. But I don't know that for sure. So we have a manual save in case I need to go ahead and hit that point of no return. Today, I'm trying to slip into day 5 and see if I can get in the danger zone as to which would be great because we still have like a ton of side quests I haven't finished. And oh goodness, do I feel that? We have not yet found where we if there's anything else like we have. Bullet. My mic is a bit low. I hear you now. I'm so sorry. Or I see you now, at the very least. Adjusting. Sometimes it takes it a sweet moment. And other times it's just broken. There. It's finally beginning to catch up. Thank you for letting me know. I'm so sorry. I'm seeing all the, hey, you're very, very quiet in the chat, which I appreciate. Let me know if it slips back into the lower echelons there. Okay, side quests. We have so much to do. Some of them are things that I don't really want to do. Like forcing the folks at the fishing village to sign their own eviction notice so that Everard, the union boss, can, I don't know, build a hot dog stand or something out there and kick them all out of their homes. I don't want to do that, but the problem is Everard seems to be the only path forward for me to get my gun back. And what I don't know is, as we slip towards the end of the game, am I going to need to be armed? I don't think it would be good for the wider world for me to be armed. That's certainly point A. But if I get, like, into a situation where, say, I am unarmed, and Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi is in danger, and I fail to save him, due to my empty-handed status, I will never forgive myself. So it's like we might want to broach the subject, and I can be very honest with the Fisher folks, and say like, hey, don't sign it. Sign a false name. I don't know if there are options to weasel out of it, but I really would like to have my gun just in case the worst should happen. I do need to talk to Plaisance and the Novelty Dice Maker. I think I'll have to do that tomorrow, as they are probably asleep. But we could go check. And we have not yet found Van Eyck. There may be additional posters I need to find before the thoughts will bubble up in me. So let's take a quick pass on this gorgeous evening of ours, of the city center, and see what we can find. I have not been back over here. Another point of curiosity for me is we've learned a little bit more about the Pale, and we've resolved the scientific situation in the church, which heavily involves the Pale. dialogue with our pale driver friend.
The woman looks at her. Girl child, you hear her say. Girl child, girl child.
I really like talking to her, but I really hate having to snap my fingers in front of her face. That's such a D move, let's call it. But apparently I have no choice, so here comes the D.
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
Ah, that's an interesting question. I highly doubt she's who I'm looking for in this particular instance, since who I'm looking for is likely back in the basement of the Feld Electrical Building. But, do you mind? Could I see the soles of your boots?
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
Ah, it's for important police business, ma'am. Oh, please help me out. No, nothing, I guess. It is for important police business, but... Just help me out as a friend? Look at this cute communism hat I'm wearing. Don't you want to help me out as a friend?
Please? I think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are not Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't say please.
He sounds dreamy.
She's wearing
Okay.
sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Same here. That's why I'm gonna make it into leather heaven. Now the other one, please.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
There is no aberration in the pattern you can see. She puts her foot down, literally and perhaps metaphorically, about the end of this conversation.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this. Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
Yeah. No, we've already established that she's sort of time-traveling in her own mind. These are not the boots I was looking for. Gentle hand wave. Wait, by it being the coronation of Franco Negro, you mean...
Hell damage. I was just holding my father's hand. He wasn't sending the stairs in riot. The crowd had gone silent. There was dust in the air.
Oh, thank you very much for the subscription. That is so kind. One nice thing today. I'm so glad to be on the list. And since you all are here, that's 2 nice things today. 3 if we count Taylor Swift, but we won't go there. Good morning from the land down under, and good morning to you. So nice to see you there. Not that I can see you down under. That's not what I mean to say. Never mind.
Perhaps it was another Sheriff who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
It's interesting to think, like her mental time travel, or however it works, due to her pale damage, also applies to me questioning her at this very moment. She has lived this moment before. Fascinating.
As she says carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
Anyway, Jedi persuasion.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
I bet they do. There's not enough little girls out on the highways these days. Thank you. For now and for always. I'm not sure why I'm putting a time limit on it.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
You've had enough jamboree, but have you had enough jambalaya? Could I perhaps interest you in dinner with me? No, she's not interested in dinner with me. The other thing I'm not entirely sure of, we are wearing our communist get-up. Delightful. In order to converse with those folks, what am I going to need to wear? Going forward into the, day 5. Into the day 5, as a normal person would call it. I don't know, but definitely not these god-ass jeans. Well, now I'm just wearing no pants. I'm sorry, Pale Driver, this is not what I intended. Interinsulary pants. Moralist. Gross. Get them off of me. pant options seem to be a little thin these days. -1 to savoir-faire because it's so tight around the thighs. I'm glad we weren't wearing those when we teleported up the ladder. I'll probably need as much savoir-faire as I can muster. These are just handsome pants, despite their centrist political sensibilities. I'm just gonna get back into my normal, get up for now. No hat. No hat is my normal get up. And then we're good. Alright. Ooh, I'm having a thought about my moralist pants.
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend right in at some pleasant dinner party.
That's exactly what I want. No, it's a fashion faux pas. Discard the pants. I guess I like regular, normal things, though that's not my preference.
I know you do. These Inter-Isolari pants are like wearing a perfect compromise in your nether regions. No one will call the moral intern on you like this. That's for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate you not narking me out for my nether regions. That's really
You're
sweet.
a little more moralist now, buddy. A little more normal, even if you didn't want to be.
I really didn't want to be. I've got to find some more fantastic pants. Clearly. But that aren't so tight around the thighs. It's really important to me. Okay, I would kind of expect there to be some sort of Van Eyck poster down here. I have no proof of this, but it's an area we have not been to since that quest line enabled itself.
An old monument.
Sorry. Sorry to bother you. On your high horse. Alright, so while I'm up here, I better quickly sweep the striking area. Not my nether regions! Don't get them confused. Please don't strike me there.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big...
We've already peeked our way through there. Oh, hello, hello. It is so nice to see you there, and yes, you're right, it absolutely was what I intended. That I'm looking at your down under. It's 100% what I intended to say. You could buy some trendy pants from Kuno now that you have such a cost-efficient living situation. It's true, all of my ass sets are now liquid. Should probably see a doctor about that. Odd that you didn't catch this graffito earlier. Van Eyck Overdrive, it says. There might be some Van Eyck-related memorabilia in the Union Yard. Is it too late for me to legally gain access? I should quickly sweep while we're here. Hopefully without drawing the ire of Measurehead, is it? You've got a little box back there, Measurehead. Let me past. Let me past your little box. I don't know if my, one chance to get at that box was when he was down getting the body out of the tree. I hope that's not the case. Alright, I don't think any of these are Van Eyck posters, but let me check
The
it
file
here.
cabinet stands the drawer slide.
That drawer is so smooth. Alright, the other thing I must remember to do is notify the family of the gentleman we found on the boardwalk once I have Kim back in my party. We knocked on their door in another timeline. Why is there a green dot down there? But Kim was not with us, nor was Kim's bot with us, and so we did not proceed. Don't think there'll be a poster in there. Let's head down. Oh, we haven't checked this cargo container. It's probably been at least a day, if not 2 more days. I don't know if that's enough time for it to burst open and reveal
You're
its secrets
back
to
before
me.
the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Oh, hey there, sugar.
The container door appears unmoved by your attempt at flattery.
You're a fine piece of engineering, do you know that? Come on, don't shut me out, let me in. It's just another day, another cup, and another container. I'm gonna continue the flattery route. If I was a cold, shivery cargo container all alone in the yard, that's what I would want from a 44-year-old man. You're a fine piece of engineering.
The door does not respond to your advances. Is it possible that it seems somehow more closed than before?
Yeah, probably.
Why does this situation feel so familiar? Do you have a history of propositioning inanimate objects?
Look who you're speaking to, Inland Empire, of course. Of course I do. Alright, been in the world for 2 days, and been in the world for many days, are now enabled. That's still quite low on the percentage scale. I'm not a percentage expert, but 8 does not seem great. I didn't intend for that to rhyme, but I am, sadly, a rhyming expert, so I'm gonna, I guess, leave that for now. I really want to get in there. I mean, 8% is better than 2%. It's always my motto when buying milk. I probably have enough points to throw one into rhetoric, so that my flattery will fall on more suggestive ears. Why am I having such a hard time finding rhetoric right now? There, it's literally right above me. One away. Okay, I have not increased rhetoric at all. Let's go for it. See what that gets us. Accept and close.
You're back before the cargo container. Its
17%.
draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
I don't know if I want to quick save it again now. After spending the rhetoric point, it's probably fine. But another thing that I might need... I don't know if this is all going to erupt in violence, but I might need to start soaking some points into, like, endurance and reaction speed, hand-eye coordination. Some things that might help me when I face off against potential mercenary groups. And I am quite low in all of those things, like desperately, desperately low. But we'll figure it out when it comes down to that. Alright, I'm going for
You're
it.
back
17%
before the cargo
is enough for
container.
me.
Its draw has not... Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option. Yeah, why am I trying to open the door with rhetoric?
Who understands anything you do?
Not me, that's for sure. Alright, so that didn't work. We're going back. So we can continue to try to see what's in there. It may be fun. It may be pants. Right now I'm just sort of searching for Van Eyck posters. Eyck? Eyck? Who knows? I'll tell you who knows. Egghead. Hey there.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
would
It's like
never
Lady
say this
Larice
to
said.
Leo.
No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Nothing new there, but nice to see your kindly eyes again, Leo. I don't really need to go into Everard's office, unless he has Van Eyck posters. Then I do. I hope that he has some Dick Van Eyck posters. Look, something forgotten on the coffee table. What is it? Have you also forgotten, Harrier? Is that what's happened? Always forget you have to go left there. Where's Everard? Probably sleeping. It's very late. Probably sleeping. Alright, no posters for me. And since that entire jaunt was largely purposeless, we're trying the door again. I'm too curious.
You're back before the cargo container. Its
8%.
draw has
I'll
not
do it, I
lessened
believe.
since you were last here. If anything, why are you even
I
trying?
didn't believe hard enough. That's why Santa died.
You're back before the cargo container.
8%.
Why are you even trying?
No, I definitely believe. We'll circle back around. Enough of my cheating for now. Are there any sartorial options that might help? There certainly could be. Whether evidentiary or clothes-based. Do I have any rhetoric? Pants? I forget. -1 to rhetoric. That ought to help. Speaking of largely purposeless, you're on a 23-month streak. That is so kind of you. I'm sorry I'm robbing you all of your pocket change, but that warms my cockles real good. I don't think that was the intention, and now that I've said that, you'll probably want a refund, but God, are my cockles warm. An inelegant statement. That will not help me. +1 to rhetoric in my white polo shirt. Yeah, sure. I was getting my conceptualization pumped previously. Might want to continue that path. As I love conceptualization. Alright, that seems to be it. Anything limiting me? Nope. Alright. With a polo shirt. Oh god, I gotta get this thing off of me. And perhaps another point in rhetoric. Let's see
You're
what we
back
can do.
before the cargo container. Its drawer has
17%
not
without
lessened.
the point. Ooh, let's try it. Alright. We're boosting. We're in a fine bustier. Nope, you were on the right one originally. There it is. Rhetoric. Up. Accept. And
You're back before the cargo container.
28%.
Its drawer has not lessened
on now.
since you were last here. If
Pop,
anything,
pop,
it
pop
seems
that
to have
polo
grown
collar,
slightly.
baby. Never!
Why are you even?
Next you'll ask me to wear boat shoes. I will have none of it.
You're back before the cargo container. It's why are
This is getting ridiculous at this point. Also, be careful. Be careful with what you're doing. This is a load. Good. Okay. Whew. Santa didn't die. He just became a liberal equity firm manager. That's a kind of death, I think. Becoming an equity firm manager. I don't mean to be rude. If you're an equity firm manager, I don't mean to be rude, but I have a feeling that that's a sort of death to your hopes and dreams. Now I've gotten myself distracted. What I was trying to do was increase my rhetoric. That's right. Here we are. You're being
you're
ornery,
back before the
container
cargo
lore.
container?
Stop it or I
Its
will
drawer
spank
has
you.
not lessened. Why are you even?
No, I don't believe in that kind of punishment. It's like, at this point, if it can succeed on a 17... How am I trying to say this? If it can succeed on a 28, it can succeed on a 17, is how I'm trying to say it.
You're back
So it's
before
like
the cargo
there's sort of no
container.
point in spending the
Its
rhetoric
drawer
point.
has not why are you?
Which is, I guess, why there's no point. One more try, and then we'll go back to my original plan of
You're back before the cargo
effing right
container.
off.
Its drawer. Why are you even trying to open it?
But it would have been fun if you worked, is all I'm saying. Okay. I gotta take my polo off now. In shame. It's a shameful sort of isolated striptease. Just gonna keep sighing into the microphone. See you later, cargo container. We're not done here. Unless we all die tomorrow, and then I guess we're kind of done here. So there's something to investigate down there in the backyard. I could also buy fashionable track pants from Kuno for half of my money. That's always an option. Otherwise, no posters in the Union Yard for me. Why are you so insistent on circling around on these stairs? No, I want you to go down. I do. I beg for you to go down, Harrier. It's fine. We made it. How about in the shop? The shop is closed, and I have now beed and eed. I wonder if the novelty dice maker is asleep. Or do folks who engage in novelty dice making never sleep? I need to be in the back half of the backyard. Fair enough. Kuno, proud of you, young man. Not for any of the things you've said or
done.
done.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Whose organic waste is this? Nothing new in
The
here.
container sounds a muffled gong.
Wasn't so much of a gong as it was a clank. But okay. Stop talking about your life. Oh, sick burn. Alright, we're headed to the back. I was gonna check. I'm sure this is locked, but yep, definitely locked. Dude. The gong is calling. And we've made it. Alright. What is this? You hear the sound of running water. Someone's washing dishes, which means someone's awake. I'm gonna quick save it and then surprise them. I'm also not gonna wear pants, because I can't think of a better way to surprise them. Alright, here we go. No, you had it. There we are.
The door is closed again. Nothing to do here anymore.
Aww, I wanted to help him with his dishes and show him
You
my
hear
thighs.
someone inside, walking from room to room. Whoever lives here must be back home.
They're in there washing all of their racist mugs. Okay, before I get frostbite. Back in my very, very normal pants. Sort of intense normalcy to my pants. So that seems to be most of the northern section. We did sweep through the apartment complex when we were trying to find the Communist Party, for lack of a better phrasing, and there were no posters there that I saw. We can pretty safely say this side of the river, Sans pawn shop, is clear. I don't know exactly what completing Van Eyck's masterpiece will do for us in terms of solving the overall case, but it's important to Egghead, and therefore important to me. The low rumble of a bass beat. Your heart repeats it.
The gnarled hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles.
Still not going to punch the tree, but thank you for the continued option. Alright. Look back here. Nothing. Is our dear friend Roy awake? He seems to be. Hey, buddy, have you seen any posters? Anyone been in here pawning posters?
Let me know if I can help you with anything.
You can help me by just continuing to be a saucy little minx. That's all I need from you, Bird's Nest Roy.
What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense Zweihanders.
More than one Zweihander? How are you going to manage that? You'd need 4 hands at least. You'd need 4 hands. Let go of the t-shirt for now. I love it. I love it, I do. And $2. Such a steal. But I'm trying to maintain a sort of professionalism here and not a Comic-Con. What's the word I'm looking for? Autograph signing line appeal? Maybe later. Maybe later. A faint smell of soldering. Melted insulation, nylon, and ozone. I really wanted to say soldiering, but I have no idea what that smells like. It smells like soldiering in here. Aha! Thank you. For last session's little trick about the pry bar, this is probably one of those things that I have this entire time walked right past in a sort of foolish daze. Let's try this out. It's really scolding me for clicking too early every time. Glasses! Jamrock Biker Cop Sonnies. Tell me more. +1 to empathy. That feels out of character for biker cop sonnies, but I'm glad to hear it. And for taking your Harmel Ryu Supersonic out for a ride on the streets of Jamrock, where your heart is buried. Thump thump. Alright, thank you. I need all the empathy I can get. There's another good reason to do this poster sweep is a little pry bar sweep on the side. Hey, oh, hey, I'm in. I got caught on so many rusty nails there for a second. There was nothing... There's like 2 of these shacks with nothing in them, and there never has been. And I'm kind of wondering if it's like a specific day that I needed to arrive there, or if the future yet holds secrets within these shacks for me. Both could be true. I look very suspicious wandering the coast at night with a pry bar out. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Shack number 2. There's never been anything in here. And it seems like a very distinct location. Curious. Be right back. One of my moths just declosed. Congratulations! I am so proud. Unless that's a bad thing. I must not know enough about moths to know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm being optimistic. We have a bench. We have some fine gentlemen. None of them seem to have any thumping posters of a nautic dance. What are you? What are you in the bushes? I'll be right back. Pocket change. And drugs. Those are 2 of my favorite things. Really? I have to go all the way around? I was just over there. Fine, I'll go all the way around. No? Up here? I am denied entry at every... the gate. I see it now. It's dimly lit, but it's right there in front of my eyes. A cluster of polychromatic flyers blow by in the breeze. Goodbye forever. Alright. I thought there was a way through here, but apparently the foliage is too thick. Just like the tension. Seemingly Certainly nothing here at the gate. Quick sweep of the fishing village. Children are asleep. Don't break in with a pry bar. That's creepy. That's creepy behavior. If Joyce is still up at this late hour, she is indeed. Joyce, you absolute champion. Hi.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with at this late hour?
Interesting that there are distinct dialogue options for the nighttime. Do you ever sleep, Joyce?
Matter of fact, I don't.
Better not to poke further. Not with Joyce. I'd like to poke Wait, how do I phrase this? I'd like to poke Joyce, I guess. It's the only way to phrase it. Why is that?
I have a medical condition of my own. Nothing unusual, though. I'm old, you see.
Aw, you look young. I think Joyce is the sort of person that doesn't care about petty, surface issues such as this, so there's no sense in flattering her. Though I do, frankly, think she looks stunning. Old, huh? I think I have that too.
Don't worry. It's curable. With questions. Ask me some. It'll help pass this night.
God, I love Joyce. I feel like we've exhausted her, mentally and physically, with all of our questions. I've been dealing with Everard. Anything new in here?
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say.
This is great. I've been struggling morally with this decision. Joyce, please help me. You can still give a lady a compliment. Jeez. That's good to know. Everard, Joyce, my love, asked me to deliver an envelope that I am feeling bad about.
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective.
Yeah, pretty
A
much.
well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it?
Here?
Here? Oh, no. What does that bloated hellbat want with my little cinderblock town?
It warms my heart that you consider it your little cinder block town, because that means we live together in a community, and it's all I've ever wanted.
It's clear the village has already grown dear to her. Strangely so. Why did she come here?
Why did you come here, Joyce?
No, don't tell me. I don't want to know what he has in store for this place. Probably a statue. It's a statue, right?
I genuinely don't remember, but it wasn't good. Some sort of, like, outlet mall? I don't know. I don't remember.
A giant statue of him. Or better yet, his twin brother. Practically the same thing, but makes him seem less like a psychopath.
He wants to build a youth center here for the children of Martinez. Was that it? I mean, yeah, that does vaguely ring a bell. And it's less, depressing than I remembered. I was remembering it as a much more depressing affair. But either way, this is the home of the washerwoman. And unless there's a delicious apartment for her above the youth center, I don't want to go that route. You're quite fond of this village, aren't you? You would prefer something else, not a youth center? I feel like I have to say this one before that one makes sense. He wants to build a youth center.
A youth center with Edgar Clare's statue on top of it.
She looks down the jetty remorsefully.
Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him.
Now I'm just imagining Joyce Messier as a Starfleet captain, and God, I want to see that show. That sounds fantastic. So, you would prefer something else? Not a youth center, or just no statue?
First, there won't be a youth center. Whatever he's told you, all the
Feeling I
residents,
got, yeah.
it'll be something horrific. Perhaps even worse than a statue. So, yes, I do.
It got a little bubbly there. And maybe I was very late to that realization. I do apologize. But even I could hear it get bubbly at the end there. Yeah, like, what would you put here? Puppies? A home for wayward puppies?
Fishery. I've been speaking with Lillian here. she gave me the idea. The infrastructure is all here, and with my connections...
That makes much more sense.
Sadly, it's just one of the million things I'll never get round to. I just have to accept that I'll never be the rich candy girl who goes around solving people's problems with money.
Are you sure about that? Because literally that's like a perfect description of our relationship so far. You are my rich candy girl, Joyce, and I love you for that. You're quite fond of this village, aren't
I
you?
should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He was an older man with impossibly broad shoulders.
I can't even imagine how broad they would have had to have been.
Probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Not that it matters. These buildings are all carbon copies of one another.
When you were a teen, when you were slumming it, like you told me before.
I'm glad to see your short-term memory appears intact. In any case, I wasn't a teen anymore. I would have been in my early 20s. I remember a distinctly vile disco track.
How dare you, Joyce? I don't really need to leap into the fray of disco defense here. It sounds like you missed those times.
Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriends from Azon with our shiny boats. Like reavers. We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the Coalition landed in '08. Imagine.
She tosses her head like a slow-motion shampoo commercial, and your heart skips exactly one beat.
Oh no, she's sentimental, all right. Why would she come here otherwise?
Why did you come here, to this particular jetty?
I'm over-radiated, Harry. I do silly things sometimes, out of Pale-related illness. Like sail over here. The moral of the story is...
She lists, though it's not clear if there are multiple morals to the story or if she's just sort of leaning in the breeze.
Do not spend 22 days a year in Pale Transit. Don't waste your 20s slumming it with your stupid friends. And don't deliver Everard Clare's mail.
Her bony finger is pointed like an arrow at your chest. Skewer me, Cupid, I'm
Are
ready.
you satisfied, Detective? What else can you tell me about your mail delivery quest for Everard? Do you think it will improve the place?
Nope. I sure don't. Are you sad that you can't buy it instead? Because I would absolutely entertain other offers.
Yes. I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
I know,
She
right?
is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information?
It's only increased my love for you, if that's what you're asking. I would, if you've got any leads, Joyce, I would very much like to hear them. He's asking, or rather helping me, find my
Oh.
gun.
That's so... helpful of him.
It seems like he sort of monitored me while I lost it and then arranged to have it so that he'd have leverage over me and make me sit in a very uncomfortable chair, but yeah, it was very helpful
So
of him.
very, very helpful. And how is that going? Do you have any leads on
Everard.
that gun?
Sorry, I interrupted. Mr. Everard says it's almost ready to be found soon, which is very, very vague. Just repeat, as though I'm in a court room. No, I have no leads on my gun, except for the pawn shop, but we won't even
Well,
mention it.
maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else?
He asked me to open a door, and by golly, it was filled with racist mugs in
A
there.
referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
No, I mean like a real door to someone's house.
Oh my. A real door?
I helped scare someone from Mr. Clare. Oh, God, hold me, Joyce, the guilt. It was kind of nothing. It had to be done. I got information. It was useful to the case. I mean, it didn't have to be done. That's a strong way to say it. It wasn't nothing, also. And this is technically true, but a little bit severe. Peter has such an amazing voice that my phone started to type what he said into a text message. That's a dangerous superpower I've just unlocked. DoorDash me Chinese food! Don't think that's enough information for the Chinese food to arrive, but that would be great. Yeah, I'll just be honest. Yeah, I helped scare someone, even though he didn't really seem scared. I don't know what happened after I
My,
left.
my. What I'm hearing is you inspected a premises because you suspected that it was involved in the narcotics trade.
That's exactly what I'm going to put in my report, and thank you for the suggestion,
And
Joyce.
in the process, you turned up some information relevant to your investigation. Only from Everard, surprisingly.
Her bartering mind cannot fathom that you didn't ask anything in return.
I mean, yeah. No, you're right on the money there, Joyce. The Union's militant wing organized the lynching. Everard says that the Wild Pines sent mercenaries after the Union, and now one's dead. Everard asked the Union's militant wing to fully cooperate with the investigation. He didn't seem at all worried about the whole conflict that's developing. He kind of didn't. Joyce has been very concerned ever since she heard about it, but Everard did not seem to mind at all and was sort of gleeful about the entire affair. This is what I remember him saying. That Wild Pines, of whom Joyce is the representative, sent mercenaries. And now it's dead.
Misinformation. This is all because we haven't shared information on the lynching yet. See? Already the adversary uses it to their advantage. Don't let him. Hurry up on that probe. The moment you tell me you're finished at the traffic jam, I will gladly tell you the company's side of the story.
I feel like we did get her side of the story after I found my badge, but maybe there's more she wants to tell me? And I would gladly
She must
listen.
really want you to look into the drugs. Otherwise, she'd tell you. She was worried for a moment that she's overplayed her hand by not sharing info sooner. Then she settles down, curious to hear more.
So, the Union's militant wing, though not responsible for the murder, did organize the lynching to cover it up. I'm just being fully honest with Joyce now. No more tiptoeing
Yes.
around.
That's the talk about town. The Hardy Boys, they're called.
Oh, hardly.
Find the name rather amusing, honestly.
And Everard asked the Union's militant wing, the Hardy Boys, to fully cooperate with the investigation, which they sorta did.
How benevolent. Hopefully they'll help you sort this whole business out, if they haven't already.
The militant wing has signaled out a suspect for me, who I have cornered in the Feld electrical basement, though I left no backup to keep them there, so cornered is a bit of a misnomer. I have reason to believe the lynching was a cover-up. I am giving a lot of information about the inner workings of the case to Joyce, but I trust Joyce at this point. I do have reason to believe the lynching was
Oh
a cover-up.
my. Very interesting. So the militant wing is protecting one of their own.
Her mind races to the conclusion that most benefits her interests. That doesn't mean she's wrong, though.
It looks like you may untie this knot yet.
Her eyes smile, and a tingle runs down your spine and elsewhere.
There's something in you that really
Oh,
likes the
thank
way
you,
she's
Joyce.
looking at you just now.
That's pride. And it's all I've ever wanted from Joyce. He didn't seem at all worried about the whole conflict that's developing, which is
I
disquieting.
wouldn't have taken Everard for a saber rattler. Was he surrounded by Union men he wanted to impress?
Nope. He was all alone. Just him in his uncomfortable
No.
chair.
It was more like he wanted things to get worse. In secret, of course.
We were alone, and he seems very sure of his ability to keep things in control, though I'm not so
Or
sure.
he wants you and me to believe he's calm and in control. He's a politician.
Yeah, maybe he was manipulating
I'll think
me.
it over, Detective. Thank you for relaying this information to me.
You're very welcome, Joyce. You, me, moonlit walk along the coast? Keep talking about this and maybe some personal matters?
This gave her pause. She's pensive, suddenly. Hard to say about what. Have I underestimated the Union's ferocity? She has to ask herself by now.
Well, that's all I've got to say.
What you've said is quite enough. You've given me a lot to consider, and may have helped me prevent this conflict from escalating.
God, I hope so. Could you give me another 2 days? I've got side quests aplenty. Alright, let's talk about something else.
Detective. You can always drop by later, should something come up. Now, what else can I do for you?
Double check the reality
More
line
lessons
of questioning.
in basic
just in case.
reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What is all of this? What's this whole thing out here? The physical matter, the air and such. What is acute encephalopathy?
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
Would you like to check me out,
She
Jones?
conveys it in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective.
But secretly, she loves me a little. I can feel it. I can sense it in
In
the air.
case he goes down later, souring the entire portfolio.
For exactly that reason, yes. I know you've got a lot riding on me, and I won't let you down, if I can freaking help it. What causes encephalopathy? I got it. This is sweet, and I want to say it. I know you've got a lot riding
It's
on
not just me, Detective. All of Martinez has placed its chips on your success. I pray we've all bet wisely.
me. Is there any guac? What causes this, besides the vitamin B deficiency you mentioned?
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
Oh, it's probably from the surgery, then. It's probably
She
the drinking.
nods, slowly.
Yes, and perform autoerotic asphyxiation on yourself with your funny necktie, out in the open somewhere.
No. No, we are not going to do that. I mean, maybe we'll do it in private, but not out in the open somewhere. What's
A
this?
bird? Sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
It's definitely a flightless bird of the polar regions. I meant, what is this place here? But I do want you to keep guessing, because this is adorable.
Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me. What
Of
really?
course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
Oh, that's good, because I meant, what is this place
This
here?
place is an unmarked micro-settlement on the coast of Martinez.
She gestures toward a collection of cinder block dwellings covered by a high carcinogenic roofing material. Deeply sniff
It's
it.
lovely, really. I'm thinking of buying it.
Really?
Yes, so I can spite Everard and spoil his plans for this place. I'm a petty person, I admit.
I love that about you, Joyce. Good afternoon. Nice to see you there. Welcome to the party.
Don't worry. I'll never get around to it. The information you pass to me will remain confidential. Let's get back to reality, shall we?
Oh, not yet. I've got one more question for you, but I'd really like to save
Glad
it
to have been of
first.
assistance.
I'll be right back, Joyce. I don't know why I'm speaking like this.
You're back. Good. What can I help? More lessons in basic reality?
72%.
the
Here we
day.
go.
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass.
Did the rabbit wound the dog? What happened here?
To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?"
I'm known kilometers away as Tequila Sunset? Do go
Yes, he lost his mind, Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again.
I'm already like 13% of the way there, I'm
We
sure.
always do.
What am I?
You're an officer of the RCM.
She says this energetically. The Revachol Citizens Militia?
Preciso Mundo.
Kinky. Good. And what is the Revachol Citizens
Nothing
Militia?
more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
You said de facto.
That means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you
The
mean?
RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, three pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
So I'm basically just a lackey of capital? I'm a thrall to foreign interests? I'm one of the good guys, right? I'm basically going to avoid this subject and ask the next question in this line of inquiry. I'm a lackey of capital?
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it.
She leans in. Smell her for communism.
Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
Oh, but why? I'm riddled with charm and possibly
The
fleas.
post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown.
Where was the nuclear pile meltdown? Remind me to stay away from it. It's in Jamrock. It's where my home is, isn't it? Ah, that explains.
They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you. So permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
I accept and thank you, yes, but I'm going to say
And
nothing.
if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
I'm so appreciative of you, Joyce. Thank you for your time.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little...
It's nice to get all that off my chest. A trusted friend. Okay, the fisher folk, washerwoman and such, do seem to still be awake. I'm going to quick save it. And then I'm going to see if there are any ways around
Waves are
this
beginning
whole
to die
Everard
down.
signature
Look at
business.
those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
So about that date with me, speaking of simmer down bastards, about that date that no, this is no time for that. I was asked to get your signature, but do not do it. If I hand you this envelope, do not sign it until we've had a chance to converse.
Are you? This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Well, I'm planning to turn it into some sort of youth
What
center.
a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that...
She sounds incredulous about the niceness of the idea.
You wouldn't have thought that what, exactly?
That Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too.
And those members have a vote when electing the head of the local chapter.
On second thought, don't sign the papers. weird that I only have those options. I was hoping I could convince her some other way to allow me to forge her signature, perhaps, or I don't know. We'll talk to the washerwoman and see what else we've got. Don't sign the
Aye, if you
papers.
say so. Probably better that way. I mean, who likes construction noise?
All right, I'll be seeing you. I'm still seeing you. Just to give you a quick update. I'm not seeing you anymore. That's probably the last update she needs.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
She's so cute. I was asked to get your signature, madame.
Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says.
I'd be glad to tell you. Everard wants to turn part of the village into a little youth center, or perhaps a massive, disgusting-looking youth center. Garish, I mean.
Huh. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses.
That's why I was hoping to talk to her, because that's the exact confirmation I needed. Like, maybe his plans were gonna work around the existing village. Nope, he's gonna pave over it. Paradise, as 'twere. And what is he going to put up? Well, we won't even go into the lyrics. The part we need to get out of our houses. I will not let that
Have you
happen.
asked Lillian about this? I won't even consider signing till I know she's on board.
Yeah, that's fair. And those are all of my options, apparently. Anything else to say
What
about
more
Ruby?
do you want to know about that poor girl?
Enough about Ruby already.
Yes,
God!
let's hear those other questions.
Confusing. Alright, they have not signed them. We have broached the subject. I do not like that their homes will be turned into a street.
Waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards.
I can't follow up with anything else after having spoken to the washerwoman, so I will be unarmed for whatever is about to happen in the future. Kim will have his service pistol. I guess that's all we really need. He's probably a much better shot than I am anyway. But to prevent these poor people from being ousted from their hearth and home, I have given up my life of violence and pew-pewing. I will never pew-pew again. We've searched this area kind of a lot in our efforts to break into the Feld electrical building, so I don't think there's any more Van Eyck posters. Maybe we should go back and talk to Egghead and see if he's like, oh, look at what you found! All of these posters! This gives me ideas! But I kind of feel like I'm missing a chunk of that I'm not sure how to retrieve. I would very much like to make Egghead happy and thumping, if you know what I mean. Let's take a quick peek in here. Egghead, I want to be clear. I'm not threatening you with this crowbar.
Good morning! Yeah! Harder car!
That was a crazy sound we heard before, eh?
Yeah! It was awesome and scary. Very hardcore.
His voice booms through the chamber, then goes silent.
Too hardcore, in fact. I couldn't control it at all.
What
It
happened?
sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left. Starts compressing itself and everything around it. Completely fills up the headspace. Extreme.
Super hardcore.
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine if you could harness that power, making it pulse.
Maybe I only needed to ever hear the sound, and the posters are completely irrelevant? I'm not sure why you have to get up to a certain point in the quest, and then they're like, hey, there's posters around now, go collect them, if they have nothing to do with it, but here we are. This is exactly what I wanted. What if this is the answer to Van Eyck's jam? We could use the sound for the base.
Oh! But how?
What about the compressor? The one with the spiky hair was setting up to achieve some sort of parallel processing.
Ooh. Solved. Oh no, Van Eyck. I guess we just needed to get enough posters to do the thought cabinet for it, maybe? I don't know. The audio onslaught can be tamed. Connect the dots. We have an 8% chance. Our interfacing is quite low. See if talking to anyone else increases the possibility about said sound.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
I can't wait to dance. Higher quality audio.
Goodbye, officer.
See you soon, Andre. It's weird that we can't seemingly speak to Tiago again. I'd like to ask him if he's okay after we rumbled his bones in Steeple.
Welcome back.
Man, all of these checks are very low. Literally and just literally.
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
Okay. Seemingly only Egghead holds the key
Yes,
from this
what
point
is it?
forward. Interesting. So we need interfacing. I don't think I've spent a single point in interfacing. Maybe we have clothing that will help us out. I am jiggling. I am getting jiggling with it. It's gonna hurt the eyeballs after a while. Let's move away. Alright, interfacing. I should be wearing this coat when it comes down to surviving the hail of gunfire that only exists in my mind, but I'm very worried about. No, go back. Go back to where you were. I thought I had seen something that increased interfacing in a past life. Maybe I'm already wearing it. I am. It's the gloves. Okay. And I'm not losing any, so that's as good as we get on a clothing. Why was there a dot here, and yet no new items? Have you lied to me? Are you being deceitful? That's fine.
Good morning!
Put a point into it, or we can just sit here for like 16 minutes until we succeed. I believe it's gonna be fine.
Bzz, bzz, bzz. Goes the track in the background, never ending. You can't grasp what's missing, but you can try to make something up anyway.
I would never do that to Egghead. Whereof one cannot speak, one ought to remain silent. Very wise. Alright. Let's check what the percentage is if we spend a point. Out of pure curiosity. Interfacing. This is a godly level check.
Good morning!
Small feet.
Harder car!
17%. I believe.
Bzz, bzz.
I should just stop believing. I get that's really jinxing it. No more believing. That Journey song will cut it out.
Good morning! Yeah! Harder car!
Bzz, bzz, bzz.
It's such a shame to do that even once. Like, you should just accept the reality of what's happening to you, and that's the way your playthrough goes, but I'm so curious. I am filled with curiosity about what's in the container, and what does the Van Eyck jam sound like when it is perfected, and I must know. I must know in order to be hardcore. Stop going in the start menu. That's not what you're looking for. One more try.
Good morning! Yeah! Harder!
Bzz, bzz, bzz.
Okay, fine. I'll just strip tease my polo off in shame once again and leave the premises. We have so many checks to do. And I kind of feel like we're getting towards the end of things where we might not be able to do them, which worries me greatly. But with that information, I think we can kind of stop searching for posters. One thing I did need to check down here was there were some potentially pry-barrable boxes on the electrical building. Let's check that real quick. Which I, maybe would have increased my chances of passing the skill check for the mural had I had the foresight to try them. Money, money, money. Nose drugs. Pretty sure that's how the song went. So we will head back into the basement there tomorrow when Kim is back at our side. I feel like the leads on the whole cryptozoological quest have sort of gone cold. We can still interact with the traps, but it's not like a journal entry quest to interact with them anymore. Maybe I should, on my own volition. Maybe I should put skill points into volition and then do that. Or maybe I just need to go back and talk to Lena and Moral. Because like we asked Kuno if he'd taken the locusts, he had. Maybe I need to tell Lena and Moral that information. So it'd be worth trying. I think. Ooh.
There's no way the perp isn't here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed.
Can I try to get in, though?
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points.
I love points. Thank you, physical
And
instrument.
dangerous. Dangerous too.
Alright, nothing more to do here then. Thank you for the points. Those are largely meaningless, and I really enjoy collecting them. Okay, back around here. I should be able to fast travel. Let's go left. Let's try going left. I should be able to fast travel from the church. I suppose I can burst into the whirling and see if Lena is still awake, though it's very late. I would be surprised. She needs her beauty sleep, one would think, from looking at her. But there's no harm in checking. I've arrived at the church. Alright, here we go. Woo! I was in two places at once for a second there. I was astral projecting my ass off. Alright, Lena is indeed asleep. But a handsome here is still up and about.
Gendarme.
He's so different. What is it? What is it about the smoker on the balcony? I'm not entirely sure if Harrier's morale can handle having that conversation, but I'm very curious. I can't wait. So I can't follow up on my cryptozoological leads.
Wow.
Just wow. I hope you really enjoyed yourself up there. Had a cathartic experience. Because for the rest of us...
I should have talked to him after we did karaoke and had it in that same session, but we're here now. How was it for the rest of you?
Really sucked.
It did not. It was beautiful and very touching. I was touched by it.
It's safe to say this is about your karaoke performance.
You, Gart. Yeah, but I sucked up there. I'm sorry. You just don't understand my performance. Those high notes, when I was like, nothing really matters. I purposefully shredded them to convey a strained, worn-out sadness. Forget about that. I had something. Like a disease? Is that what you're saying? I think this is true. You don't understand my performance. I purposely shredded them to convey my strained and worn-out sadness.
I get it. You were purposefully shit. So original.
Yeah.
I'm not letting anyone up there again. Ever. Now what did you want?
I've ruined it for everybody. Fair enough. Good day, sir. Ooh, I guess one more thing we could check is playing pinball. Since we don't want to throw it in Kim's face.
Over there,
About his
in the
past.
corner.
We can play without him. The pinball
Not
machine.
just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball.
Let's take a closer look.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin operated. Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready.
Hell yeah, they are. Insert coin.
It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease.
I got an achievement called Gordy Ball is Lit. And it literally is. What a gorgeous ambiance it's creating.
Go, go, Fingerboy.
I'm pretty good at this.
Your game is definitely improving. The Jolly Goats are flying all over the board, and although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go.
Oh, hell yeah. Concentrate and aim for the narrow passage.
Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths. But finally, the opportunity presents itself. One of them gets through. Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something glass. The words "Pale Rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog. Something's happening.
Oh, now this is cool as hell.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness.
No, not my goats. Entropy, you bastard.
This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog. Use them to calculate where they hit next. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death.
3% chance on a red check, which can never be retried. And if I just leave, I'm guessing, I also fail? Or will this option remain? My reaction speed is quite low, and I've thrown an old man's balls into the sea, thus making me very bad at ball games. If I had only succeeded earlier in my life with that old man's balls, we wouldn't be in this position, but here we are. I don't think it's even worth trying. 3%. I mean, there's always a chance. If I start over from scratch, can I get back here? Like increase my reaction speed a bit? I guess it's worth trying.
There goes nothing, finger boy.
Thank you. Please stop calling me finger boy. So when did I last save it? Was it right now? It was that right now, this moment. I quick saved it in the church. That's a while back, but fine. Just missed our pry bar things, I think, if we were to go back there. These are all even further away. So yeah, Pooh.
The
Let's test
machine
it now.
is dead and silent. It needs serious maintenance before
It is a
anyone
one-time thing. Fair enough. Okay. Then I guess we're going back. We're going back in time. Run back to the boardwalk, then back to the church. We'll be right on the pinballs in no time. I can see if we have any clothes that increase reaction speed, soak a point into it, etc., etc. Give ourselves a small amount of chance. I hope I'm remembering this right, that these are important, otherwise I've made you walk over here with me for nothing. Or that these were unclaimed, rather than important. There was also that, physical instrument check in the building beneath us. Make sure to quick save it a little more regularly this time. Exhibit A. Let's see if we get that same physical instrument check. If not, no big deal. Just a bit of flavor text, really. I am so bad at navigating the wetlands. Feeling it has something to do with that old man's balls. Hooray!
There's no way the perp is in here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed.
Can I try to get in,
Not
though?
this time. The opposition and dangerous.
Okay.
Dangerous.
Thank you for the points. I love you. Just double check that I can't fast travel from here. Nope, definitely need to walk back to the church. Quick save, then. And then we'll be back on track. My apologies. See if I have any reaction speed. I think maybe that... I can't remember if the bum hat reduces my reaction speed or if it reduced rhetoric and increased reaction speed. I'll have to check. Either way, I can't wait to wear a bum on my hat. Back at the church. We fly. And probably a good time to check our clothing out here. So, bum hat, +1 to reaction speed. Alright. Am I losing any? Nope. Does anything else give me reaction speed? I have a feeling wearing these glasses would just be a good idea for pinball, but it doesn't actually give me any bonus to the relevant check. -1 to reaction speed. Don't want that. Wish I could wear this hand-eye coordination coat to good effect. It's not really necessary, but it is thematically appropriate. And I look so good. Sure, I've got bum brain, but that's fine. That's fine. I look good. Save it here. We leap into the back room. And then I don't know why I quick-saved it out there, as it would be much more useful in here after the long walk. Move through. There we are. We did it. Alright, quick saving it here. Then, let's try a point. In reaction speed. Just to see what our highest possible chance is.
Over there, in the... not just any pinball machine. Cornelius Good, get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready.
Boop.
It takes a while to go, Fingerboy. Your game, suddenly, maneuvering a goat tiny hammer. The words, there's so much. This can be. You're down to your last goat.
All right.
Going mostly by
8%.
sound. Eyes are useless at this point. But that goat
I can put
is
2
something
more
special.
points in
5
reaction
times
speed,
you
but,
snatch him back
it's
from
not
the
looking good.
jaws of death.
It's another one of those things that's just like, hey, if you happen to get it on your playthrough, great. You'll have a unique experience. But I must have it all. I am a modern woman. Okay, let's try at 8.
How, if you can't even see it?
I don't know why that healed me. But it seemed
The
to.
last goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee.
Did he go tee-hee?
It killed
as he
itself
plummeted?
to spite you.
Oh, that's devastating.
There
to my
goes nothing,
feelings.
Finger.
Failures are so wonderful in it. I want to have a run that's just all failures. We will not proceed with any part of the game until we've failed at least once at everything. But speaking of failing at everything, let's go back. 8% is not great. It's lower than any of the other ones that we have been wildly failing so far. Without
Over there,
point.
not
What are
just
we looking
any
at?
pinball. Cornelius, get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers above the painting of a mustached man.
Sorry. I got distracted.
It takes a while. Go, Fingerboy. Your game, suddenly, maneuvering a tiny hammer. The word, there's so much. This, you're down to your last goat. Going
All right.
mostly by
So that
sound.
really is a pretty
Eyes
sizable
are
increase
useless
with
at
that
this
1 point.
But that goat is
My singular
something
point.
special. 5 times. How, if you can't even...
So we can soak way too many points into the pursuit of this for goat-based purposes, but because it has something to do with the pale, it makes me particularly curious. I just want that high score, baby. I have 6 points, and I need at least 2 of them for other skill checks. Let's say 3 of them to be safe, so I could spend all 3 on reaction speed just to see where it gets us. It's not wise. It's not a good thing to do with your time. Try 2.
Over there, not just any pinball machine.
Sorry for the
Cornelius
long
will get the
wind
game
up to
on,
this every time.
Fingerboy. Those flippers
Worse than
are
a typical
ready.
retry.
It takes a while to get into a rhythm,
But also
but
quite
pretty
pretty.
soon you're able to keep
hypnotically
3
so.
goat-faced balls in. Go, Fingerboy. Your game, suddenly, maneuvering tiny. The word, this, you're down to your last goat. Going mostly
17.
by sound. Eyes are useless at this point.
Come on, Cordy, I believe in you.
Is something. With automation-like precision, you keep the final goat ball in play, reacting to the tiniest stimuli, floating in the flow state. The fog is clearing, and suddenly, the old speaker crackles.
I'm so excited.
Gordy ball is lit. A panel opens up at the top of the playfield, and a new ball charges downhill. It's larger than the goats and matte black. Cornelius spell the white letters running across the equator.
Don't you lose Cornelius Ball.
So violent is its descent, it immediately knocks the last goat into the abyss. Then proceeds to bounce all across the board as if carried by some demonic otherworldly inertia.
It is 2 o'clock in the morning. I am living my best life.
High score, announce the speakers, and the whole machine lights up. Then the flippers retract, leaving a perfect opening for the gaudy ball to join the goats backstage. Cornelius vanishes, and the machine powers off.
Did I win? Or did the machine powering off instantly wipe the scoreboard back to 0 and no one will ever believe me?
You didn't just win, you absolute legend. You joined a very exclusive club of people who've ever achieved this monumental feat.
Aw, thanks, reaction speed.
Too bad no one was around to witness your triumph. It was a high score, after all.
I'm sure Kim will appreciate the fact that he wasn't around to witness my triumph. That would have brought back such traumatic memories for him. It's time to move on, I guess.
Once again, the machine becomes one with the dust and the darkness. Life has left it, unlikely to ever return.
So that cost us 2 whole skill points into reaction speed, but hey, maybe reaction speed will be helpful later. Also, I look gorgeous still. I'll probably take off this bomb hat, though. But I do kind of like the old Nick Valentine look. It's pretty chic. Especially Nick Valentine wearing rubber bathroom cleaning gloves. Sure, I can help you with your cold case and with your dirty, dirty grout. Just make sure I can't speak with these folks. No, they do not wish to speak with me. Nor would I if I was in their position. So it is 2 a.m. I should probably go to bed. But I'm so glad to have won pinball. That's largely meaningless, it seems, and one of my favorite things to have happened. We fast travel back to the fishing village. Hoop. And hoop. There we are. Let's go to bed, and we'll see if day 5 is as much of a nightmare as I fear that it will be.
It's getting late, and...
You never know. Maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Go to sleep. Goat.
The bed underneath you
to
is
sleep.
soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ear. In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep.
So cozy.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
I missed you, limbic system. Hey. Also, hey. You've just woken up again. Nice to see you there. Welcome to the world. It has missed you. Great. This is gonna be really chill then with my chafe mesh. Dark shore, my ass. I know what this is. I know what this is. Yeah, just let me sleep. Let's be optimistic. It's the theme of today. Great, this is gonna be really chill.
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately?
I've not murdered, which is kind of the same thing as saved, right?
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people and then forgets about it.
Okay, so I'm a murderer, and that's bad. Shut up, I just want to sleep. I don't care, that doesn't scare me. I guess if I'm honest with myself, it does scare me a little. This sounds sarcastic, though. Okay, so I'm a murderer, and that's bad. So I'm gonna be like, I know I am. Shut up, I just want to sleep.
Hear that? Iceman wants to sleep. He doesn't care about killing people. That's nothing to him. Black water under the bridge. The thing he's really scared of is much, much worse than that.
What is it that I'm really scared
Don't
of?
tell him, sister. It's too bad.
They're right. This is their function. To keep you from it.
Why are you doing this? I just want to sleep. I can almost see the dark.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from the last dream. The worst of them all.
The last dream?
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
Ah, just the way I prefer it. And the air will smell of apricots, no doubt. Her face forms in the summertime. I don't want to anymore. I don't want to think of either one of those things. I'm going to concentrate on the apricots, because I am quite peckish.
Of hell. An ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again.
Everything is so okay.
It really doesn't sound like it will be okay. But I don't want to damage my morale.
Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring.
There's nothing worse than when you're trying to sleep and you're consciously aware of when the alarm will ring. That's just a rough night every time.
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have. Open your eyes, greet the day with your soggy little corneas. I did not sleep well. Head in hands. Alright. It's a new day, and everything's gonna be fine. I take my pry bar outside and greet Lieutenant Kim. Hey, buddy. Good morning to you.
Yes?
I just wanted to sniff you again, but that option seems to have gone now that I've properly met the communists. Which is sad. I enjoyed sniffing people for a while there. Alright, we got Kim back, which means we can go to the tenements and speak with the family. We can also... There was one other thing I was waiting on him for, and now it's flown right out my brain. Oh well, let's just head right to the tenements then, because that's the one thing I can remember. We'll quick save it again. We still have our manual save. If this turns out to be a horrible mistake, it will cost us a lot of time and pinball progress at this point, but hey. Oh well. Not here, but here. Alright. I was gonna check on the serial number. Let's call headquarters real quick. Radio headquarters.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Did you find out more about the owner of the armored boots?
Yes. It took some convincing, but I got the mercenary's name and a few biographical details. Are you ready?
Absolutely, I couldn't be more ready. Kim, quickly get the paper and pen. I'm not
The
ready.
lieutenant leans in to listen, notebook in hand.
Oh, thank goodness. All right, shoot.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Ellis Cortenaer. That's Ellis Kortenaer. Exact date of birth unknown. He was signed into the Lelystad County Neonatal Care Unit on 28th of February 09.
Neonatal care unit.
He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family at 2.
According to Klasia, Lele said his real name wasn't really his. Perhaps that's because he was fostered.
This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the Eastbrand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he was honorably discharged in 41, just a year before the Seminese conflict. Then the armor followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Revachol.
That's all fascinating, but wait, he was found in a leaf compactor?
It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files. So I thought it would be good for you to know.
Poor little baby.
It is. Thank you, Alice.
Any information on his foster parents, though it's really none of my business.
None, officer. Sorry.
That's fair. So all we have to connect him to Krenel is the armor.
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Alice. Great work.
No problem, Lieutenant.
Bye for now. We really appreciate
Name.
you.
This is very good. Ellis Cortenaer.
This means something to him. To know that name. Like naming a case. It's important. Sometimes police work is about human dignity. About giving back names to anonymous victims.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions?
I'm done for now, thank you, Alice.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Alright. So that was one of the things they specifically warned me about. The cryptozoologists were another thing they specifically warned me about. But I don't know if the exact mentions they made are important rather than just, hey, finish all of the side quests you can. Being the general advice there. Let's quick save it here. See if they want to know about Kuno.
Oh, hello, sweetie. So nice to see you again.
Kim's gonna yell at me so hard if I ask her about more cryptids, but I am very curious. Moral, my friend. I said moral, my friend.
Hello, officer. I think I almost have it. A new trap design, that is. I know you're skeptical, but I have a good feeling about this.
So I had a chat with this kid, Kuno. Less I say about him, the better, and he promised to stop stealing the locusts.
So it was just a child.
He purses his lips, crestfallen. It's a very interesting way to purse your lips.
Thank you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news, right? It means we can try again.
She acts chipper, but something's changed in her tone. A hidden worry.
What are you worried about, Lena?
Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid, or the missing locusts. It's something else.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time. And then maybe we can.
The aging cryptozoologist breaks into a hideous coughing fit. That's not very nice to say. He's doing his best.
Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season, when it's warmer.
Man, I'm really feeling this is costing me time on my main investigation. You shut your dirty mouth. This is more important. It's not worth risking your health. You should call it a day and go home. I'd offer to help, but I have my own things to do. Damn it, maybe I can still restock the trap for you. We've come too far to quit. I'm gonna restock the trap. Let's do this. Accept enthusiastically. I'll be careful here. I'm saying you go home and rest. Please don't die, you sweet old man, and I will take responsibility for all of this. I don't want my, enthusiastic acceptance to get him to stay and die of tuberculosis, but the feeling is that I will take it from here, and you go rest. Enthusiastically, yes.
We are getting really carried away with this, aren't we?
It's gonna be important, Kim.
Than having
I
these
believe
people
it in
get
my
pneumonia on
bones.
the coast. But after this,
He wants to see this tale through as much as you. Otherwise, he'd have stopped this already. But he cannot let it drag out after this.
Really? It's too much, officer.
What Morel means is we're grateful for your help.
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide
oh,
right
they're in
down
my
the
nose.
funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely mention you, should this lead to a discovery. I'm not talking co-discovery, of course, but...
Wow. Co-discovery. You'd be famous. You'd show them all. This does tingle the pleasure center.
You know what I mean. And I think I do. I'll get going and restock these traps for you fine folks. Thank you for trusting me. Please take care of yourselves and dress warmly when you go out in the winter air. And remember, Lena, I'm always here for you if Morel should perish.
Oh, hello, sweetie. So nice to see you again.
I hope we get a chance to talk about more cryptids, but I have a feeling we'll never see them again after this. You two stay warm. Also, I just want to say, Smoker on the balcony, if anything should happen to your current bow, I'll be here for you. Not picky. Alright, we could fast travel. It's not really that much faster, but it is. It also is. Let's just go to the fisherman shacks. And then we'll start southerly from here. That's a word, right? 'Cause I think there's one right by the entrance. There it is. Hidden to mine eyes.
The trap stands empty amongst the reeds. No insect sounds or movement around. Only the reeds, melancholy rustling. Rain drips from the netting of the trap.
Did they only lose locusts from this trap, or do I need to replace them all? Should probably check, but if it was just this one, great. This was
fantastic.
The one. Release the locusts from your nostrils into the empty trap.
The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate to their new surroundings. They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Good, now that's done. When do you think we will return to our impending apocalypse of a murder investigation?
Oh, any day now.
Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question.
What a push, Kim. Too far. I want to have a nice professional relationship with him, but he seems to be growing weary of my Jamrock shuffle / lust for side quests. And, that's fair. That's a totally fair way to feel and react. Just check one more trap while we're up here to double check. They don't all need replacing. But hopefully that's not the case. Why is the land so wet in these wetlands? The little boy's gonna catch cold. Get him one of those umbrella hats.
All the traps are stopped now, and still no sight of the phasmid.
Fair enough. Alright, don't need to do anything else with the traps. We can race back and let them know. See if that brings up any other quest lines. Because the fact that they mentioned it specifically as something you should do before going into the basement of Feld Electrical any further makes me feel like we're close to a resolution with it. Otherwise, why would it need to be done now? But again, I'm not sure if it just means all of the side quests I currently have will be lost. So we'll see. A fishing village. Shortcut it. Yes. Alright. To the waterfront. Back into the whirling. Where's Moral?
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face.
The elderly woman smiles up at you hopefully. I restocked the empty trap. Where's Morel?
Thank you for doing that, dear.
She manages a smile for you.
Her smile is weary. Her earlier ebullience has left her.
Is Morel okay?
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him.
But Gary's racist mugs are covered with racist bacteria. He shouldn't be staying there. This isn't nice to say. Your husband wasn't strong enough for the phasmid hunting gang. It's probably for the best. It's awfully cold out there in those reeds. He gives up and I'm running around? No, it's probably for the best. Although Gary, really? Gary.
I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say.
Her voice is shaky. What is going on here?
So, who's gonna check the traps?
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
Please, we have to get back to the investigation. The imminent bloodshed in the streets. But no, I'm taking it on. Taking it on with undue optimism. Yeah, full commitment to the cryptozoological... What's the word? To the cryptozoological. We'll leave it there.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
You're damn right I am, and it's hot core.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
Lena, what's wrong? You seem different.
Different? How?
The half-moons of her glasses reflect you as she looks up at you. You've given up on the phasmid, or you're not telling me the whole story. Let's not jump to conclusions. Well, tell me the whole story.
I'm not. It's not that.
She doesn't know how to end the sentence. What is it, Lena? I'm here for you.
It's, a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer. Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream?
As though you did not really see the Insulindian phasmid in your earlier years? No, Lena. I believe that you did. You described it so perfectly to match the other accounts. Don't lose hope in yourself just because your memories are fuzzy. I mean, look at me. I don't even have any memories.
Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
But you both told me you'd seen it.
Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
A terrible sting in the heart. Regret.
You seemed to really believe it happened. Doesn't that count for something? Or so you haven't seen it and I should arrest you for lying. No, you seem to believe it.
No, sweetie. There's more to it than that. Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence. That I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That. And for years his belief made me believe too. But now, we're both getting old and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything.
First, tell her that her marriage hasn't been a lie. Or to hell with this, I still believe you saw the phasmid. The thing is, you're not sure you made it up either. Okay, it's a false memory. It doesn't mean all cryptids aren't real. Chase another one. Well, you're right about all of it, and I need to get back to my work. I'm sure Lieutenant Kim would appreciate if I just let this one go. But we will not be doing that. I have a red check that I cannot retry. And again, I've probably failed to quick save it, like a fool. But a 58% chance. We just have to find the right time in the rhythm of the universe to press the button. And it's exactly now.
An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence, and care.
And I need something good here, suggestion. Or I can just wing it without suggestion. Wrong or not, your relationship with Morel isn't just about the phasmid. That's very generous to say, and I appreciate the sentiment. Could I get something good here? Go on, suggestion. What did you have in mind?
All qualities these two seem to share in abundance.
Alright. Wrong or not, your relationship with Morel isn't just about the phasmid.
But it is. We've spent years searching for the phasmid, hunting it together. Without it, what are we? Just another pathetic old couple. If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have a steady job lecturing at a university.
Normally, when I think about stuff like, women and marriage, I feel bad. And when I think about you and Morel, I feel okay. So that counts for something. That's my only option. It's not very reassuring, but it is sweet at the core of it.
Oh, of course it counts for something. But we've had our hard times too.
She looks down at her legs.
I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I arrived, on our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story...
She has to swallow to relax her throat. It's keeping her from talking.
He'd still be into you. That's not how these things work. Oh, now I understand why you haven't told him about your doubts. Wow, love is hard. I want to be as nice as possible here. He would still be into you.
Maybe. But then why do I not dare tell him? I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must stop talking about it lest I start crying and waste more of your time.
My time, Lena, is always yours to waste.
What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life.
Are there? Some of the other things are pretty bad.
Thanks, conceptualization. Alright, to hell with this. I still believe that you saw the phasmid. Again, something that I'm not sure of, like the way I want to feel like this game works, is that the dialogue options you choose, in a sense, manifest the reality around you. And I want to see that cute little phasmid. So I want to be like as hardcore, yep, it's definitely real, as I can, so that in my own mind, and the reality I create for myself, it will be real. And so I still believe. I have posters that say that.
A true believer. Sometimes I still see it too. The real memory of it. How it was there. Not the memory of the memory, but it's so hard to tell the two apart.
Oof, I know, right? But no, I believe you.
Rising, unfolding from the reeds on a hot summer's day, like a benevolent god.
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
Oh, that doesn't seem likely to happen, given your... Never mind. You do that. I'll check the traps one more time. You be careful out there. It's been a pleasure. The rest of it is pretty grim. Thanks for bringing some light. Aw, that's sweet to say. Or are you sure you don't need help getting to Gary's? I don't mean to patronize you, but I am here to poosh.
Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered. And then a taxi home. It's not so bad.
All right. I'll check the traps one more time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Zip it, Kim.
Oh, sweetie.
I'm
Please
sorry I
don't
said
get
that, Kim.
stuck on a dream. Take it from me and Morel.
Can I have your address, just in case I want to send some chocolates? I don't know why I'd need that, and it's a little creepy to ask, but I am a policeman, so they can trust me, right? Right? I think our address should be private, but what if I do find the Phasmid? That's the real question here. If I do find the Phasmid, I need a way to contact them and be like, hot damn, you'll never guess. So can I have your address, just in case?
Okay. It's 1113 Tabernacle Road. Jamrock, but...
Jamrock, bud. What did you call me?
A sigh. She doesn't think you'll need it.
Yeah. You with your doubts. Be careful. It's been a pleasure. The rest of it all is pretty grim. Thank you for bringing some light.
You're welcome, sweetie. I'm glad it helped you, even though it turned out to be a...
The sentence remains unfinished.
A waste of time. A dream. A fool's hope. Say her lips moving in silence.
Thanks, Perception. I can always count on you.
Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quietly as she gets to the
Not
doors.
very quiet.
Then pushes them open. Outside, it's raining.
We should go to...
Somewhere out there, a kilometer to the southeast, a gust of wind shakes the felled building, rattling dusty windows, beckoning with strange coldness. To ask the wind once more.
It's gorgeous how they let you know certain things are related. And hooray, that seems to be all we need to do in order to progress. On that particular case, we still have to now go back to the tenements. Let us head that way before I forget about it. Hi. Doot doot doot, back to the tenements. Doot doot doot. Kim, would you like to hold my pry bar? I've been hogging it all day. Alright, we need to go to the outside balcony. Which I think is this door. And to apartment number 20. Let us quick save it here. Thank you for all your time today, cleaning up some loose ends here. I appreciate it.
20. Something smells good. Soup alongio. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock.
Much better having Kim with us.
This is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard.
Don't knock! Just leave! You don't need this! You don't need to sad it up!
I do need to sad it up. But first, Kim, we should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
He looks at the apartment door and lowers his voice a bit, conspiratorially.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself.
Alright. Hopefully I didn't skip anything there.
Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
Do you have any advice on how to tell her that he's... should I just, put the Polaroid right in her face and... No, is that too harsh? Or what if I don't want to do this? Kim, I don't want to do this. Let's turn around. Try to bail out. Do you have any advice on how to tell her?
Dad, just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Oh, that's fair. You have to run, but it's been a wonderful start to a Monday here. I'm so glad to see you. I hope the rest of the day is calm and quiet. And I will see you shortly, I hope. Two people traveling, pursuing something they're passionate about, with like-minded people they care about. Yeah, that sounds just awful. You got jump-scared by a stick bug in an exhibit once. It was right up against the glass when it moved towards your face. Aye! Sneaky. Alright, just don't say you know how they feel.
Good advice.
No real sense trying to weasel out. I think I'm ready.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Knock, knock!
Hello? Who is it?
And someone turns down the radio.
Is this Billy Majon's home? This is the police. Please open the door.
The police? A moment, please give us a moment.
You hear Jamrock shuffling inside.
Tidying up. Nervously. There's fear in her voice.
I don't care about any of your recreational drugs. I just have bad news.
Come in. The door is open.
You're gonna need those drugs for this news. Thank you. I will indeed come in now. Oh, so much to loot in their home. That doesn't seem right, given the circumstances, but here we go. An empty pack of red Astra cigarettes hidden under the bed. The same brand of cigarettes you found in the trash next to the deceased. Packages of humanitarian aid macaronis. Yum. Windows covered in old newspaper clippings. Can't they afford curtains? Rude. Rude of you to ask. Maybe they can't. A chalk-drawn height chart for the children's growth over the years. It's really too bad that the children have growths. A textbook for high school. Mathematics, trigonometry mostly. The clock is ticking away with an odd cheerfulness. Its ticking makes you anxious, rings hollow in the room. Posters of contemporary pop stars adorn the walls. Alright, sorry, back to the police business. Hi. Hello.
It's you from the bookstand.
It's the working class woman from the bookstand. I wish I'd talked to her more earlier, had I known what was going to happen. She just looks at you for a moment without knowing what to do.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
She looks around the kitchen.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here.
Fair
He
enough.
must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Thank you, but I'm alright.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
She stops, her eyes trying to read answers from your face.
No, this is something much worse. Is he in a hospital? How bad is it?
How about some small talk before you break the news?
No, this is no time for small talk. She's in agony right now. Tell her about the dead body. 97%, we're diving right into the... Is it rude to say meat? Right into the meat of the matter. Fingers crossed.
You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
Ma'am, I'm very sorry to say, but your husband, Victor Mejean, was found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What did you say?
Your husband, Victor Mejean, is dead. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Oh.
She touches her neck, eyes pale like pearls in seawater.
Oh. But he was just...
She looks at the kitchen table, where 2 cigarette butts are still in the tray.
But he was just here, alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, ma'am.
What happened to him?
She turns to you, her neck and cheeks covered with red blotches. Her double chin is shaking. Suddenly you're hungry for turkey. It's still early to say, but at first glance it seems like he slipped and hit his head. It was an accident. He fell through a hole in the boardwalk and hit his head. This is a little vaguer, but the same general information. This makes it feel like somebody should be sued, which I'm not super enthused by, but maybe somebody should be sued. It's still early to say. At first glance, it seems like he slipped and hit his head.
Was he drunk?
Yep. Yeah, probably. We don't know yet. We'll let you know more when the results arrive. Alcohol may have played a role. We found him stinking of alcohol with bottles all round, but that could have been placed by a nemesis. So we don't know yet. We'll let you know when the results arrive.
I see. And you just found him there, lying in the cold.
I want to be clear that we were very, very respectful, and we did not dance around his body looking for bottles to recycle. We did not do that. But I would have if Lieutenant Kim wasn't there, so...
How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever.
Yeah, that's fair. She's gonna be picturing those 2 days for the rest of her life. It's hard to say at this point, or it couldn't have been long. Maybe more of a lie, but a nice one? It's hard to say at this point. Very neutral, very protective of my ass. Let's be nice. It couldn't have been long.
She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress. The handkerchief.
Here, take this. Steal Lieutenant Kim's handkerchief. Don't give her the lieutenant's handkerchief. It's too special. I mean, I don't think he's gonna mind, but can he, consent to this? Why is it my responsibility to rob him of his property and give it away? That doesn't seem right. Will he give it if I do this? Because then it's all gravy, baby. He consented to give up his own handkerchief. I'm out of it. But I don't just want to be like, yeah, go ahead, cry. Cry all over your face. Don't give her the lieutenant's handkerchief, it's too special.
The woman wipes her face with a sleeve and manages to conjure up a small, terrified smile. She looks
failed the empathy
disoriented.
test.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
The air gets sucked out of her lungs suddenly.
God. Should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
Yes, they should know. Do you want us to call them and ask them here? No, take a day to recover. You'll be better prepared when they come home tomorrow. There's 2 sides to this. Yeah, she should have as much time as she needs to recover. That's great. For her children, if you know something like your father has died and you do not tell them for a whole day for selfish reasons, they'll remember that for the rest of their life. That'll never leave them. So it's a tough spot. If you need a day to recover, by all means take it. But we could call them and ask them. And how do I know they're coming home tomorrow? Is that information I got from the library? I don't recall it. They should know as soon as possible. Let's think about the children here. I mean, it's gonna suck, but you start the grieving as early as you can, and you go on from there. They should know.
No, I'll do it myself.
We didn't even give her a tissue. We're terrible people. She breathes again, holding onto her left side like she's in pain, which she clearly is.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier.
He hands her a leaflet with the morgue's contact information.
A very good call.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still...
She rubs her face, runs her fingers over cheeks that have become numb.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
And she runs out of breath.
These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscles will give in soon. Already, she starts to shake.
Again, I'm very sorry, ma'am.
We should step outside and talk.
Set the library card by her and leave the room. I was hoping to keep that library card. No, but that's selfish. Hey, Kim, how did that go, do you think?
You did well.
The balcony feels cool and quiet, with a stunning view over the district. I could have done more. Hint, hint, handkerchief. Sorry, something stuck in my throat. Some pepper, maybe. I could have done more.
You did enough.
Offer the necktie. Would be a good way to get rid of it. Finally. And its constant insinuations that I should do all the drugs. Kim pauses, rubbing his hands together to generate some heat. Hey, baby, if you needed heat, I'm right here.
Can save the whole world, you know.
Can't bring the dead back.
So, what now?
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased.
What about Billy and her kids? What about Billy the kids?
They'll manage.
They have to. It's not your place to live their lives.
And that's it? We're not gonna go pick some fresh flowers, get a candy gram?
That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done.
All right.
Let's go.
Am I about to get the chivers? No. Seems I am not about to get the chivers. Okay, there was one more thing, wasn't there? That I am completely forgetting now. Let's check our journal for it. So we know which direction to head. I kind of think it was Everard's thing, wasn't it? And we were not doing that. We're going to turn the fishing village into a paved street. Infrastructure be damned. Let me double check there's nothing else important. We do need to talk to both of them. Now that we've solved the church, that will be very important. Head back to Ruby when we're ready. We never did find the boardwalk trace for this. I guess we'll have to go back there. We walked and nothing ever came of it. But maybe we'll have better luck this time around. We do need to join the reading group. I forget what the skill check was for that. I need to pass that church-based skill check for this, as well as dance my fantastic ass off in the church. We have not found the murder weapon yet, And that's pretty much it. I don't really want to drink the booze or buy the pants. So we have like 4 very important things, as well as these 2. We are rapidly approaching 2.5 hours, but let us make our plaisance and dice maker discussions a part of this session. For that very touching conversation with Billy Majon is a good stopping point in and of itself. Let's try to raise the mood just a touch by talking about the inevitable doom of us all. Maybe she has new dialogue. I'm not gonna just ignore her.
Sir.
Okay, I am just gonna ignore you if you don't have new dialogue. Bye, Annette. Whoop. Here we go. Plaisance. I have news.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
I still love that title. Plaisance, I have something to tell you. I found the actual source of doom.
What do you mean, the actual source? Earlier, you told me there was no curse.
She clutches her pendant, clearly irritated. Well, there is and there isn't a curse. It's a scientific phenomena. My investigate... Ooh, pardon me. My throat has betrayed me. My investigation has led me to discover a 2mm entropinetic hole in reality. That is the source of doom, both in the commercial area and in Martinez. I'm afraid all I can tell you is this. You must leave Martinez immediately. It's a little harsh. Let's be honest about the scientific facts.
What?
Like a tiny hole, in reality. They may be connected with Pale, you know, an origin point of sorts. It would explain why historically so many things have ended in failure here in Martinez.
Ma'am, what he's saying is true. We found an anthroponetic anomaly in the small Pinewood church down the coast. I don't mean to be an alarmist, and more research is needed, but it's not looking good.
This Isla we're on, you see, it's about to become, 3 or 4 much, much smaller, less populated Islas. So, make of that what you will. Have a good day.
But that's not in any of the ancient texts. How am I supposed to protect my bookstore from that?
Well, you can't protect your bookstore from that. Not against Pale. Close up the shop and try to get as far away from this thing as possible. You can protect it with hope, you know, by refusing to give up. That's what people have done in the past, by building a church, a place of worship around this thing. Well, you'll have to find your own answer. I've spent too long on this quest as it is. It's rough. This is sort of the truth, but it's like we don't know exactly when the entropy will swallow us all and eat our toes. So, get away from here as soon as possible seems a little extreme, but yeah, we probably should. I mean, we're all gonna die, so... I'll be honest.
Close the shop? But it's all I have. No, there must be a way. Thank you for your help in any case. You're welcome back here anytime.
No big. Farewell for now. I do wonder if there are any texts on communist theory. Selling and buying of turnips and beans.
This bookstore is not strictly a...
Of course, I've gone right for the paranormal. You can't keep me away.
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
Greatest Innocence sounds more like a moralist, moral intern text. Where are my books on communism?
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective, Dick Mullen.
Oh, hell yeah.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages.
I do really want a copy of Viral. so that I can play with Kim and he can be a cleric and I can be some sort of barbarian.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover.
No thanks. You have no books on communism? What are you, some sort of moral intern? What's the word? Supporter? I bet you are. I bet because that's the common political thinking. It's not a surprise, really. I do wonder, am I strong enough yet for this? He's probably going to tell me to pull my flashlight out, which I appreciate, but I'll pull my flashlight out, and then maybe he won't even talk to me. Not because I don't want to talk to him, just because I want to seem competent. Quick save it here. Quick check on our percentages, though I don't think they've increased.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
We're trying it. Just so I can see what the failure looks like. Ow! I broke my pinky.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hands slick with sweat. Turns out you're no beast, just an old man with bad form.
That hurts my feelings, but it's true.
See? This place is cursed.
You stupid barbell. Seems like I'm a little out of shape. Or maybe these gloves just suck. I love the fact that he references the gloves. That is fantastic. Whatever. Weightlifting is for the intellectually impaired, anyway. Say
Weightlifting was never my favorite either.
Aw, thanks.
At the station gym, I mean. I prefer running. It clears your head.
I appreciate you handling me in that way. Get your hands all over my body. Back we go. Let's try it once more without the gloves, just to see what the dialogue difference is. Whoop. Maybe I could also wear some athletic gloves. That would help. Where am I? I've gone so many menus through for no reason. It was a physical instrument, wasn't it? It sounded like I was about to swear for a second there. It was a physical instrument? -2. Ouch. Pain threshold. Could be useful. There's so much pain I need to get through. But anyway, back to the game. Alright, that seems to be about as good as I can muster. No gloves. Delicious physical t-shirt.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its
28%.
master.
Hot damn. Alright, we gotta find that rhythm in time. Ready? 3, 2... I didn't find it that time. I was actually really early on that last... the 3, 2, and then I went, like, 0.2 seconds too fast. I felt it. I felt it in the ether. That did increase my chances. This really doesn't seem important, but at this point I'm trying to clean up stuff, and hey, it's right here. Alright, just gotta put this back on. Here we go. Also remove the gloves. I forgot to check what the failure, but with no gloves, dialogue was. How foolish of me. Back at it! Alright, feel it out.
The barbell waits patiently
7,
on the floor,
6,
like a dog
5,
for its master.
4, 3, 2. Actually, it's 6. It wasn't. It was 7 the whole time. This theory has no scientific backing whatsoever.
You managed to hoist it off the ground. See? See? This place is cursed.
Seems like I'm a little out of shape, or maybe my palms were just slippery instead of gloves. Still, I love the fact that they account for it. That's fantastic. Okay, so yeah, I'm very weak and sweaty. I understand. You've really put me in my place. One more try, and then we'll move on. But I don't think I need to worry about the gloves. Just a bit of texture. Texture to the proceedings.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog
Up ho,
for its master.
hup. Ouch, my back and such. Alright, fine.
You managed.
It's fun while it lasted. It's fun to dream. Let's go upstairs. Alright, just need to go up these to the top of the furnace where the novelty dice maker has created her delightful little nest. Hello, my love.
Oh,
have you been?
it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Why hasn't her business failed? I've increased my chances by 2 because I found the hole in the world. This is interesting. I'm going to tell her about the curse first, but then we'll come back around to this. If her business is not suffering at all, despite the fact that there is a genuine reason for things to fail all around this area of the world, is her delightful creativity beating it back. Art and such, beating the entropy of the world. We'll circle around. So I think I found the actual source of the curse.
I thought we agreed that the curse isn't real.
Yeah, well, it's a bit more complicated than I first thought it would
I'm
be.
listening.
Just say it. There is a 2mm hole in reality located in a church on the other side of the canal, and I think it may be related to Pale.
Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
Would you like to go see it? I'll take you there. This isn't a kidnapping. I mean, I'll bring you back, too.
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen killed the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident made the discovery.
Sona is involved in this?
She appears to take this in while the clatter from her headphones continues unabated.
So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world.
She looks outside the window where daylight has filled the yard.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that the entire world is doomed, yet, but eventually, definitely, yeah. Don't worry about it. You've been doing fine so far. I'm sure it's nothing. I don't know. I don't know for sure that the entire world isn't doomed. Probably not for a couple of years, at least. But maybe it's better just to let her imagination run wild with it, and say nothing. It's not very reassuring, but it's option number 3.
I guess the least I can do is check up on Sona, see how she's doing.
I'm sure she'd really appreciate that, and how sweet of you to think of others at this time.
In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't claim to understand it fully.
Oh god, me neither. Alright, 42% with Machivers. And we'll quick save it first. What do you think is different about you that has caused your business to flourish?
It's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Love dice. Is that it? That makes sense. 1, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Okay, hey now. Start taking off your clothes. You need to connect.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
The dice maker stares at you while you start to fuss with your pants.
Officer!
The zipper is stuck. Is it just me, or is it super hot in here? I'm trying to lower my body temperature, Kim. It's part of this, special technique I have. Don't say that. Whatever you do, don't say option number 4. Never mind. This was a terrible idea. Do up your pants. Do up your pants. Is it just me, or is it hot in here? We're continuing. We're doubling down.
No, I don't feel hot. We're in a derelict smokestack. If anything, then it's cold here.
I've got to lower my body temperature.
And why would you do that?
Because my zipper is stuck.
No, not the zipper.
She looks for something to grab from the toolbox. Is she trying to help or is she about to tase me? Because either way, I fully accept it. Okay, never mind. This was a terrible idea.
Undressing in a stranger's place of business? Yes, it was an unbelievably bad idea.
She trembles, as if trying to shake it off. And luckily, she'll be able to, because this never happened. But you have to live with what we've done. God, it's too curious.
Oh, it's you
All right.
again. Are you looking for a die?
Try number 2.
You feel nothing.
Try number 3.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
You feel nothing.
Try number 4. Good odds. It's just a matter of time. I mean, we have odds,
it's you again.
let's say.
Are you looking for a die?
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
This was what I was trying to say earlier, when I started to take off my pants. This is the more appropriate description of the feeling. Hey, the curse is real, and I figured out why it has spared you. This is still just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed. Let's go this way. Slightly more scientific route.
Didn't we already talk about this?
The wind continues to seep in through the cracks in the old chimney. It is so nice to see you there in the chat, by the way. Hey. Welcome. So, it's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
No, see, this used to be a coal plant. Touch the safety curtains with your grubby, sticky little paws. You're in the chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense.
She looks around the makeshift nest that she has carved out for herself, bewildered.
Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
I'm just using logic. See, it's windy in here. You haven't properly sealed the chimney crown, see? It also has a different address in the heart of the city, is what my shivers told me. Would you like to hear what my shivers told me, or want me to use logic? It's all shivers, baby. You have a different address in the heart of the city.
And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Yeah, kind of.
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces.
Actually, it's only your workshop that's protected. You should still do something to defend your person. I suggest letting under things. No one's really ever safe from the failure. That struck a chord in me. All right. It's fine. I'm gonna be fine. This is a little concerning, but would probably protect her in the future from having her toes consumed. No one's really ever safe from the failure.
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
Oh, don't get embarrassed, Harrier. You knew this would be a difficult conversation. What?
Do you know what this is?
She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. Is it a regular piece of jewelry? But said in an interesting way? I don't care what it is. I only came to tell you about why you haven't failed yet. Is it a lucky charm? A Seminoese ward?
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
Persistence is the key to beating entropy. Spread the word. Why are you telling me this?
It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
Yep, that seems to be the only perceivable difference between you and everyone who's failed, so... No, you make a strong point. Don't call it a dump. You've made it nice and cozy in here. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. It's entropy. Yes, coincidence is all that safeguards us. That's random and scary. I'm gonna compliment your living quarters. It's nice and cozy here.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls.
I'm loving this meta-commentary.
It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world.
She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light.
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
She gives you a tired smile, as if to say, please leave now, and do keep your pants on. Alright, just had to let you know. I'm sure you'll be fine. We're not gonna have our toes consumed for years yet. Or like 6 months, maybe. Like a week. It's gonna be fine. Still have any checks I couldn't make on these in the
This
early
old
days,
fireplace,
did
the
I?
diagram, for the whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles.
I don't think so. But how would I remember?
Your flashlights, some of the writing has faded with age.
Alright. Fair enough. Out we go. I'll see you later, Barbell. You sick bastard. So, we are almost at 3 hours on our little adventure. I had better try to go find something to eat. Before it's too late, and I'll never eat again. But this has been a lovely session. We have not made any more progress in the main quest, but we have filled 3 requirements for things we desperately needed to do before we make said progress in the quest. Let me check the journal one more time to leave myself a little mental bookmark here. I have to head back to Ruby. I kind of think they might have mentioned, like, finding the murder weapon, but I kind of think we'll find the murder weapon once we talk to Ruby. Seems to be the flow of it, but I don't know what the flow of it is. Everard is the third thing, right? And we're not doing that. Good. So, we have some skill checks that would be great to pass before we cross the threshold. The point of no return. With the church and some random ones in here, like the barbell, we could try those. The cargo container in the Union. In fact, I have a good feeling we're gonna run back to the Union real quick, because I feel, now that it's daytime, I'm sure this cargo container will succumb to my charms. Hey, baby cakes. You're looking real sleek today. Is it the rain? Is that why? Or is it just your natural effulgence, you naughty little container, you? I'm getting tingles in my feelies, definitely. I've got the Peter tingle. Wait, Let's not call it that. For legal reasons. Alright, just a couple of tries. Here we go. I really want to get in this container. What were we after? Rhetoric? It's rhetoric, isn't it? You'd think after all this time switching clothes, I'd remember eventually what has what, but no. No such luck. How dare you suggest it? +1. Yeah, gross. Oh, God. Oh, okay. Oh, it's sticky. God, I hate it so much.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
So having that conversation with the novelty dice maker increased my chances by just a touch. That makes me wonder, the other thing we got from that conversation with the novelty dice maker was a new thought. In our thought cabinet of the precarious world. Seems like the point of this game is victory. The absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory in business ventures and creative undertakings. Victory in love and over other people. Political victory. Ideological victory. Hell, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories, too. You know, having things and not losing them. One problem, though. There's not a lot of victors in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that? And how do you not lose? Temporary research bonus is that all red checks will fail for the next 4 hours. And then an unknown effect will kick in. So that's something to keep in mind. We may be able to increase our chances even further.
You're back
by
before
thinking
the
our
container.
thoughts.
Its draw has
Till
not
then,
lessened
28%,
since you were last
that's
here.
fine.
If anything,
It's
it
good,
seems to have grown slightly.
If there was like a machine that had a 28% chance of making a cake versus a 28% chance of just killing you instantly, I'd take those odds. I'd get some cake out of that machine. We just have to find the rhythm of the universe. Where is it? Where is it? It's there.
Why are you even trying to open it?
But wouldn't that have been cool? 2 more tries. I promise I will leave you. The rhythm is gonna get ya.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not, despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
Sorry you had to hear that. Hello? Is there anybody in there?
The door stands silent.
Fine, be that way. If you're ready to talk, I made canapes. But if you're gonna continue to be so cold and unfeeling on our honeymoon...
Satisfied, detective?
A wry smile crosses the lieutenant's face. Kim, you know I'll never be satisfied.
Try again.
If there's someone in there, I'd like to talk to you.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
I hope it's a cute little robot. Who's got money on a cute little robot? I bet it's not, but wouldn't that be great?
Ahoy! Come on in!
Mega rich light bending guy. Alright, I'm coming in.
You can't be serious.
The smile disappears from Kim's face. Oh, I'm deathly serious, and you know I'll never be satisfied. Whoa! What in the hell is happening in here? You okay, buddy?
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
He is mega rich.
The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
Squint but look on. Shrink not away in the face of unrelenting capital.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo.
Oh no, it's wibbling. It's timey-wimey.
Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard.
Especially when you only have 3 health points. Continue.
In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Wow. Wow.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
That's perfectly fine. I'm great with just this sparse container and my entire physical matter being stretched across the continuum of all things. That's fine with me. You've been a wonderful host.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
What you can see of his body appears composed, rather than decomposed, in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. God, I knew I'd have to wear a polo and then there'd be yacht shoes. Ah, it's my worst fear come to life. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days.
Seems like anyone who is inside your circle is sucked into your enormous mass, in a gravity sense. I'm not calling out your physical appearance. I would never do that.
Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Harrier Dubois, extremely low net worth individual.
Mr. Theodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Harrier Dubois. You can call me H-Bomb. It's probably a little offensive, though. Don't call me that.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
I know, doesn't it? How did you become so rich? What are you doing in this container? Probably a more important question. You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money? Sure, he's not sick of that question at all. What are you doing in this container, my friend?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think.
Seemingly infinite amount of time to think, if these calculations are correct.
By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
It's really nice to have someone else ask me where we are for a change. I haven't known for the longest time, but I'm finally getting my bearings. We are in Martinaise, a district of Revachol, the former capital of the world. We're in Martinaise. There's a pretty good hostel here called the Whirling in Rags. We're in Martinaise. There's a cool church here. We're in Martinaise. There's a creepy abandoned commercial area. Let's give him the rough overview. In the district of Revachol, the former capital of the world.
Revachol. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. There used to be a bowling alley in Stella Maris. I wonder if it's still there. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Oh, that must be a real shame for you, as you dip your toes into caviar for every bath time. Why don't you help them? You've got so much money, it can't make a difference to you.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. They're always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls.
Just leave all your money in a big pile on the beach and be done with it. You're not responsible to hand it out. Just change the economy of the entire place in one go.
Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
What a interesting way to work around the fact that you're a selfish asshole. So, you travel from place to place via shipping container?
Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Kim, I'm gonna need your service weapon for a second. I've heard enough. I know my ancient reptilian brain was just taunting me about how I'm a murderer, and I was like, no, I don't do those things. And then, yeah, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill this guy. And I'm gonna spread his money on the beach for the gulls. So you're saying that being rich isn't worth the hassle? Those things all sound pretty nice. Or, oh yeah, that does sound pretty tiresome. You sound pretty tiresome. I mean, I really would like some pale-proof outerwear. That does sound nice. That would save me from the inevitable death of us all. Anybody got a guillotine? That'd be great. A guillotine would come in real handy right about now. None of these are as harsh as I'd like them to be. So let's go with those all sound pretty nice, because at least I'm taking a stand against it.
Don't get me wrong. They're nice things. But once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space become much more important than material goods.
He speaks from the heart. He has very different problems compared to low net worth individuals such as yourself. For example, no problems at all.
Yeah, that is very different from what I've experienced, so I see what you mean. So you're saying that being rich isn't worth the hassle?
No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
The bending light appears to wink, and for some reason you feel a static charge in your nipples. How did you become so rich? Filthy ways, was it?
Oh lord, not this again.
What's the matter, Kim?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is.
And then you slowly come around to realize that it is all related to the case, right? Come on.
And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad.
Oh, that sounds like back-breaking effort you had to put in. You poor thing. Give me your service weapon, Kim.
All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
Alright, go ahead and get it over with. What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual? How fits the outerwear?
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
Tie him up somewhere so that Kuno can throw rocks at him. That is a fitting punishment. You're right. Capital accumulation is its own reward. Oh, God, that tasted bad. Don't you think you should use your great wealth for the glory of your fatherland? Why did I go Scottish with it instead of... Never mind. You're a thief. People out there working their asses off while you just chill in here, bending time and space around your butthole. It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? Cool. I don't even have any interesting replies. This must have been really hard for the developers to put in. You gotta have one for the people who can't make choices, like Peter. But it's gonna really sting. No, I'll make a choice. This is more glorious communism. This is nice. It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society which props your ass up atop it?
Sure. And they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy.
Not enough they don't.
Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht?
Not enough. I'm gonna guess hundreds?
Dozens, at least. Of course,
Yeah,
in the
way
future
less
it
than
will all be
hundreds.
automated. But my point is this.
And soon 0. He jabs the air, or jabs his finger into the air a bit, in a gesture most rude and uncalled for.
Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him.
Well, you're about to experience some tyranny, Man, being a high net worth individual sounds just great. Say nothing.
Capital makes one speechless, does it not? Blinds like
With
the sun that
fury,
rises
yeah.
from beyond the horizon after a gloomy winter.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing me back on task. There's something strange about you beyond your unbelievable selfishness. There's something strange about you. Seems to be the last one. I'm not going to ask him for money. He can keep it. It's tainted. I think literally. You know where he put it. There's something strange about you.
What do you mean?
His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it, but you look somehow a little different.
Are you talking about my chin?
No, I mean, I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light. Yep, it's the chin. It's your big old chin, buddy. No, it's the light.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
Weiss-Wiesemann.
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
You're telling me that you're so rich that light literally bends around your face. Not even light wants to touch you.
Among other things. But calm down. I am but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
I'm fucking calm. Do I not look fucking calm to you?
That's good.
Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff, or are you, like, secretly super rich?
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Kim, you've been holding out on me? You got a secret stash somewhere? You've been making your nut? Is that what the kids say? I don't know.
Yes. I imagine that does look strange.
I don't think you should let your kids say that. Okay. Since apparently both of you are just rolling around in it Scrooge McDuck style, while I'm literally picking for bottles from the trash to recycle them for like singular cents to buy nose medicine, could I maybe have some money? I mean, while we're here.
Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
Kim, I also can't afford to look any better than I do now. That's why I need the money. No, you're right. That was extremely unprofessional. I apologize. I just started to feel left out because apparently you're also super rich, and now I'm talking really, really fast because it got awkward.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a civilized man. As you may know, us high-net-worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
Oh, solid pair of pants, I'm sure. It gets me almost nothing, but thank you, you son of a... Are you sure you don't have any more? I thought you were a billionaire. I don't want to press my luck with Kim, but let me be honest with you, it gets me almost nothing.
That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest.
Sure. Sure thing.
Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
Well, yeah, I'll just invest these $3. I'll be rolling in it soon. Thank you for your mighty wisdom.
This is a proposal, not a question. These ultra-liberal types love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water.
Dress code, business casual. Dress code, business casual for both of them. Alright. Present an investment plan that's sure to fail, or present a sound investment plan. Both are red checks with very low chance of success. Well, we should get back to our investigation, because I also can't stomach to be in the same room as you.
Thanks for stopping by.
Goodbye for now.
If I have an idea you want to pitch me, I'm all ears.
Literally. Your ears have filled this entire container due to the bending of light. Interesting. That is not what I suspected I'd find inside the container. The person who owns 96% of the wealth in this space-time area. This Joyce Messier has her own yacht and plenty of money. Like, I could ask her for like 10,000 real. She was like, yeah, sure. About any amount that I asked her for. So, if Joyce Messier is within that remaining 4%, hot damn. Hot damn, bring out the guillotine. I'm ready. I'm so glad we got in there, though. That was a great way to end on a high note, but also a crushingly depressing, realistic note. But so high because of the success of that dice roll. Thank you for listening to me shout at the man in the cargo container. Thank you for your patience, your wit, your time, your stomach to see me pantsless twice, which I apologize for. I'm sorry, novelty dice maker. I will be back in Martin Hayes at the next opportunity, and hopefully my relationship with Kim isn't permanently damaged due to my newfound knowledge about his financial situation. I love you guys. I'll see you soonish. Back and forth we go with the flashlight to simulate me waving. Talk to you soon.